Like many older cities across Canada, Barrie is rich with old buildings and old stories. Many detailing grisly histories, sparking tales of hauntings and ghostly appearances. Ghoulish tales about the Barrie Jail, first built in 1841 and home to a lunatic asylum for a time, have been whispered around town for decades, including unconfirmed reports of faint screaming and the sounds of clanging chains being heard in the halls of the small penitentiary, perhaps the long-gone voices of the inmates who were hanged, and legend has it, buried in the jail's courtyard many years ago. There's also the Uptown Theater, first built in 1937, that has been host to eerie encounters on many occasions. Staff have reported doors opening and closing on their own. And then there was the one terrifying night during which the manager witnessed a bulb from this projector launch itself across the room, smashing against the wall, as though someone or something had thrown it. But nowhere is the scare meter higher in Barrie than at the Simcoe Hotel, which is said to be home to the lost soul of a woman who haunts this historic building. But if it's true, how did she get here? The story goes that a long time ago, in 1872, it was on a frigid January night that a woman named Elizabeth Meyer embarked on a journey from the rowdy hotel to her home. It was a journey she would never complete. Elizabeth had been indulging at the hotel, and as such, her senses were dulled by the drink, rendering her virtually defenseless when a menacing figure emerged from the darkness to strike her. There was nobody around on the deserted streets to help, and sadly, it was a quick death for Elizabeth, while her attacker disappeared into the darkness. Early the next morning, a passerby made the terrible discovery of Elizabeth Meyer's corpse, and her body was dragged into the hotel. The coroner was summoned, and strangely, rather than move poor Elizabeth to the morgue, he conducted his inquest right there. Incredibly, the death was ruled officially an accident. The story of Elizabeth's tragic demise soon faded from the public spotlight as people lost interest in the crime. But according to some, she never left the hotel, or at least her spirit didn't. In the years since that night, stories of eerie activity at the hotel have circulated through the community. Sometimes, the stories say, it's nothing more than the unsettling feeling that someone or something is watching, or unexplained cold spots, or footsteps in empty rooms. But on rare occasions, people report sightings of a haunting specter of a woman lurking in the shadows outside the building. And the description is always the same. A tall woman, pale skin, walking away. It seems that Elizabeth Meyer is condemned to spend eternity forever trying to escape the place she died all those years ago.